Tantrumknows. I'm your humble host, Tantrum. Today is Winning Wednesday, where we don't guess, we're gonna win. We're gonna grow today. Today I'll be going over 15 important YouTube tips I feel like every one of us should know. Right? So we'll start off number one. Let's jump right into it, right? First thing first is you gotta post consistently, right? You wanna pick one or two certain days to upload, like Monday or Wednesday, right? You want everyone to get into a habit, like a TV show, like they know their favorite TV shows coming on Friday night or every Sunday at 9, or you get what I'm saying, right? The things that you don't want to do is you don't want to upload randomly or just disappear for a long period of time, right? So, for example, with that, you don't want to drop like 3 videos in 1 week and then none for a whole month, because people will forget about you and the YouTube will quit recommending your content, right? So, number two is you want to use strong hooks in the first 5 seconds, right? You want to use curiosity, bold statements, or even like direct questions, right? Example, start with, most of y'all are making this mistake. That's why nobody watches. Boom, right? They're hooked, etc. Right? Greeting, snap back, how you feeling? Right? So you don't want to start off slow intros or rambling. For example, like if you don't want to start off with like, hey guys, so today I wanted to, like you want to start off and you want to get into the video. If you don't have a hook, right? So you gotta look at it like this. When you're looking at Netflix, right? You're scrolling down to see what you want to watch, right? And then if you see something that catches your eye, then you're like, ooh, what's this? And then you look at the title, right? And if the title is like cool, you're like, oh, this might be a cool video to watch or a movie, etc., right? So you click on it to see what it's about, right? So in like the first 10 seconds, maybe 30 seconds, maybe even 2 minutes, it matters how much you'll let play out. You already know if you're gonna keep watching that movie or not, or you're gonna click off and keep moving, right? So basically, you gotta have a thing, right? You gotta make sure your hook is correct to keep people entertained and keep people going, right? So number three, right? You want to create search-friendly titles. Like you don't want to make up something like a phrase that makes sense to you and everyone else. You want to put something simple in there, be like how to tie a tie. Like make your thing simple, because look at it like this, right? If you have a problem, right, and like you're like, dang, like say you get locked out of my car, and I'm like, man, I know there got to be a hack, right? The first thing I'm gonna look up is how to unlock whatever the car may be, right? And so if that's on there, boom, it's gonna pop right up. But if you don't put that in your title and you're in your video and you're showing people, yeah, this is how you unlock the car, this and that, and it's not in your title and description, nobody will ever figure you out or find you, and you'll just be a lost gold in the you'll just be lost in the sauce, basically, right? So you want to be creative, right? And you want to make everything understood and simple, because you got to realize there's kids and deaf people from different languages and everything like that. Writing Melissa, how you doing? I hope everyone's having a good day. All right, so then you want to design clickable thumbnails. Like I was saying, you want to have something that people want to click on, right? It don't want to look too boring, and it want to be something that makes the mind think. Like look at it after you make a thumbnail. I always like make it littler, like 30% littler, and look at it and see if you can see all the words correctly, and if it looks like something you would click on. Because if it don't look like something you'll click on, why would you make that content and put it out there? You know what I mean? Because then now you're half-assing it, excuse my language, but you don't want to half-ass nothing. You know what I'm saying? If you spent 20 hours on a video, you can spend in there 2 hours on a thumbnail if push comes to shove. You know what I mean? Cassie's Kitchen Creation, good morning. All right, so let's see here. I had printed some stuff up. I wrote some stuff down and printed some stuff up so I didn't forget all this because I wasn't gonna remember all this. There's too much stuff, right? So you want to focus on your niche, right? Write down one sentence missions for your channel, right? So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do exactly for every day on my channel exactly. I'm coming up every day with different ideas and stuff, but you want to be consistent with it, right? Right. So you want to deliver value fast, right? So just like how I started this video, and the people that want to learn some stuff, boom, they ain't got to watch the whole video all the way through the whole hour. I'm gonna be live. They could just catch the beginning, and later on I could go back and clip some stuff out and bam, make another video out of this live, right? So you guys want to make sure you guys use end screens and them cards, right, in your videos, right? Boom, have them pop up because sometimes people are so interested in what you're saying and talking about, they forget to subscribe or push the button or anything like that. But one thing I've noticed, because I've been testing the algorithm, like I'll watch a couple videos by somebody, but I won't subscribe to them on purpose, right? And then I'll get off. And then I'll walk around for a couple minutes and I'll go turn off the TV and then turn it back on. And then I'll go back to see if another one of their videos pop up. And sure enough, another one of the dude's videos popped up. So I watched it again. And then I also try to see what comes on after it. Now, I don't have commercials on my YouTube. I can't stand commercials. But that's why I try to watch everyone's videos all the way through and comment, right? So the next step is engage in the comments, right? So when you upload a video or something, that first hour, like right after you upload the video, you want to go back in there, anything that you missed or anything, like on a live, like I would go back in there and anything that I missed in the description, I'll try to add it in there right quick so YouTube knows where to push it out. But when you're making the video and you push it out, right, in that first hour when it goes live, you want to try to go to the other social medias and try to push it towards YouTube, which is kind of hard right now because like if you go to Facebook and you try to push your video from YouTube out, it's not gonna really push it out, right? So you gotta pay attention to where you post stuff, and that's where that email thing comes in to place. Hint, 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 because you can share and like me, for example, I could take the people that I tattoo, the moms, and tell them to take the email down. And when I got videos coming out, or if I need their kids to partake into speech, get them little bastards over here to sit down and we get them motivated, right? Because I feel like if I have them sit down and read things, then subconsciously they'll learn, right? Excuse my language once again, right? But you want to track your analytics, right? So YouTube Studios is like one of the best places, right? And you go to your videos and you see where your audience starts declining, right? So mine is terrible. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's kind of terrible right now. I got to get it back up. It was good for a while. When I first started, it was good for a while and then it dropped, right? But you want to keep it up, all right? So the next thing I want to get into is you want to put captions in your videos. Don't assume that everyone always knows English. Some people can't hear. Some people might be like in the probation office, a library, on the bus, somewhere in a restaurant where they can't listen to you, but they can sit there and they could watch the content and they could read and see what you're talking about, right? Yes, engagement is very important, right? You need to listen for sure, right? So after you post that video, within that hour, you go back and you catch all the comments going through, and then you like them, and then you comment back, and then you give feedback, and maybe start a conversation in the comments, right? That's just a hint. But yeah, make sure you use subtitles, right? And try to get dubbing. Dubbing is where it's more than two languages. So if somebody in a different country like France is watching, they can understand too, right? And then that's where tools come in like 11 Labs, and you could go over there and you could actually dub in like 50 different languages, and you could probably make one video go viral by going over forward to other people's channel and stuff. Not viral, but you could probably get a lot off of one video by dubbing that much, but that's a lot of work and it's no guarantee, so I wouldn't recommend going that route, right? So the next step is editing, right? When you do your videos, you want to put a little bit of time in your editing, just a little bit, right? So like the one video that I was doing about, what was it? The racism in America, right? I did a lot of editing. That first 20 seconds took me like 4.5, almost 5 hours just to edit, right? Yeah, thank you, Luciana. Success. She said it's growing and you are all doing well, Tantrum. Yep. I feel like we're all growing and we're all going to do better and better and better and better, right? So then the next step is you want to collaborate with creators, right? But you want to have them in the same niche, right? You don't want to just collab. Like, all right, so for example, right, choose people in the same niche. Like I teamed up with another tattoo coach and we shout each other out. And so now we got each other's audience because our audience like tattoos. You know what I mean? Like we don't want to, I might not want to team up with someone that's cooking, right? Because the cooking might not like the self-destruction, the prison stories, et cetera, right? They want to go watch how to cook some good meals. And that's what's up, because that's what we're all here for, right? Within this group, everyone got something we could do. We could cook, we could teach. Man, we're learning as we're teaching. Think about it. You know what I mean? So, 13, you want to add in your videos a clear call to action, like have other videos lined up and ready to go, right? Like, boom, if you missed that last video, man, they was really talking about some crazy stuff over there. Or like, for example, when I talk about to the youngsters, like right now, if I was making a video and at the end I was talking about my mom, I could go back to that video, right? Etc. Right? If you haven't seen that video, this is what you should do, right? So the 14th one, right, it was talking about shorts and stuff, but I got rid of all the shorts, right? I didn't want to talk about shorts on here. Every channel is different, but for real, everything that I've learned on here is if you do shorts, you want to do that on a separate channel. Right now, if your channel grows to like out of control, grows like 100,000 plus, and you start doing shorts on there, and that's good. You're gonna have shorts and you're gonna be able to rock and roll. You're gonna have your own channel. You gotta look at your channel like the Unsolved Mystery channel, you know what I'm saying? Or the cooking channel or Oprah's channel. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make your channel valuable to the people, basically. You know what I mean? Like, think about it, right? Not saying to do this, but if you click this screen right now and you pause on your phone, there's gonna be some little buttons up here that says live in the middle. If you hit that live, I'm Eastern time, but like 12 o'clock, well, say 3 o'clock Eastern time. If I hit that live, you know how many, nothing against people from India or nothing, but they're just sitting there and they're not doing nothing. They're just like this. They're like, subscribe to my channel. Thank you. And they're not saying nothing, and they're not giving no value, no nothing. Man, to me, I get creepy vibes like somebody's behind that camera making them sit there, right? So, I don't know. So I say get rid of all your shorts. You know what I'm saying? Work on your long form videos, because what people do, it forces them to come over and watch your longer videos unless you got posts. So there's people that's been coming from other people's channel and they'll just hit the post. Like, I found you here through so-and-so, let's connect. And then boom, they're out of there. You know what I'm saying? They ain't watched no video, no nothing. They hit the subscribe button and then they think that I'm supposed to go over there and hit the subscribe button and spend my valuable time watching their videos. No, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be an a-hole, but that ain't how it rolls, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta help each other out. And if you're not interested in what I put out there, just watch a video and keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. There's some videos I be wanting to support people and I be like, nah. I can't do makeup channels. I can't do tarot cards. I love hearing the word of God in all religions. You know what I'm saying? Even like religions I ain't even heard of. I sit there and I listen. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm interested in what they thinking, and then I try to connect the dots to what the universe thinks, you know what I mean? And then the last thing is be authentic. Nobody's perfect, and we're only gonna get better and better and better. Like, I'm gonna get better at talking to the phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, talking to the phone is kind of hard for my generation. You know what I'm saying? I need to get my daughter up here, right? And she could talk on the phone, right? So, them are the 15 steps, important things. Now, if y'all got any questions or anything else that I missed or anything, please add it down in the comments. That way I could write down anything that I may have missed on that. Cause I'm trying to help y'all and y'all are trying to help me. All right, so before we start any more, just wanted to try to put prayers towards the source. I don't know what happened in Hawaii, there was like a earthquake in Russia, and there was evacuating everybody in Hawaii. So I hope all is good in Hawaii and with everybody. Snapback Coach says, I try to focus on where I'm going. Yeah, will always be negativity. Yes, for sure. Right? Like Scarface said it. I don't know. We're an older generation. A lot of us, you know, Scarface said, imagine peace on this earth with no grief, or grief on this earth with no peace. You know what I'm saying? It's like a balance, good and evil. It's like, this world is weird and twisted if you think about it, right? So, let me think. There's certain things like I'm working on, branding, right? So when I came in, I didn't know to be like, you know how she'd be like, hey, champions, or, you know, everyone got their own thing, right? Luciana got champions, everyone got their own thing, right? But see, like, I got the little alien thing, so I was thinking about doing the greetings thing, but I'm like, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? But it does make sense because I feel like aliens, we all got like a superpower inside of us, and aliens, you know what I'm saying, they see the bigger picture and they're under God too. Think about it. Even if they're in the galaxy, wherever they're at, if there really is aliens, they still got to answer to God too, whoever God is. So, you know what I mean? All right, so let me see here. All right, so good news that happened. Boom. My daughter moved back to me, so I could get her graduated this year, all the way put together. She's good to go, right? Bad news, some scary news was somebody was stalking my girl. Some dude walked up to her at Walmart and just handed her a number and called her by her name and said, I've been meaning to give you my number, and walked away. It was an older, creepy guy, right? And then he followed her back around the aisle like, man, no one told me this. They hid this information from me because I'm tantrum and they think I'm gonna flip out and stuff, but something like that I will flip out. So what I do, I immediately picked up the app. See, I don't know if they have this where y'all are from, but out here in Ohio, we got the Stark County app, right? You hop on the Stark County app, and then it says sex offenders, right? So the dude's name was supposed to be Adam. Look at all them sex offenders, right? Bro, I started looking, every last one of them showing their pictures. Was this him? Was this him? Was this him? Because if he's stalking you, 9 times out of 10, he's done it before, right? All right, so let's get off of that because we'll move on to something different. Next subject. All right, so Luciana, I did send you that thing, even though you told me not to. I had already made it. I'm like, I didn't know what to do, but at least you know it was came authentically. I made it from scratch, but I was gonna make a video showing you how to do it so you could do it from scratch and do it how you want to do it with your own twist, right? She snapped. I said, Luciana, you're right. We have to be authentic, right? It's on a dust card, that car probably. All right. So then I got a couple other things, right? So when I go to the start, Rodney and Melissa, they gave me some good advice, right? So I put together a waiver, right? And this waiver right here is so when I interview people that I own the rights to it, right? That they can't come back and sue me or try to take rights or nothing like that, because I'm gonna be interviewing some fly people in the near future, right? And then I also did the same thing with the tattooing. Well, this one right here is a tattoo consent and receipt form, right? So I can start taking all payments down and then start filing my taxes the correct way and claiming this room as a studio and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, doing it the right way. And so that's what I'm working on. I didn't check my subscriber count today yet. I haven't had much sleep. Once she told me about that stalker, couldn't get much sleep. I didn't get to finish my video, but I almost finished editing it. So I feel like I should be able to get that video out and put out tomorrow, Thursday, right? But this next video is kind of like, it might take off and it might get 0, right? It's one of them videos that could hit 25,000 views real quick or 0, right? It's all the narration and how YouTube feels that day, or if someone passes through. So I was thinking, you know, maybe post it on like Thursday at like 6 o'clock, maybe tomorrow at 6 o'clock, where the majority of the people will be up and moving, and then throughout the day, just tell people at 6 o'clock, try to watch the video, you know, even post it on my Facebook and inbox a couple of my people so the algorithm could pick up. Because if that picks up, then I'll pick up more subscribers, and then that means y'all will pick up more subscribers, because I'm definitely going to be sending everybody to y'all's channel, the consistent ones. I know things will start off slow at first because the algorithm, right? I had let my algorithm die all the way down. I'm what they call a dying channel. Technically, I probably could have started a new channel and passed right back up. But probably not like how I am. I'm talking about passed up the correct way. You know what I mean? I'm to get the thousands. The watch time is easier than the subscribers, but to me, it came a little different, right? Because I was always looking at like, well, if I'm trying to build a channel, like I looked at it like I was building a house in the middle of nowhere, and I built this house and nobody even knows how to get there where it's at, and I tell people, so we're here, so we're here. People don't even see it, right? But so my thing was, I was going around telling people, hey, I'm building this house, I'm building this house, I'm building this house. Come check it out, come check it out. So then when I needed the correct help, that there would be people there to help, right? But I was thinking about it all wrong, right? It may even get 1 million views, speak that what you want. Yes, for sure, man. And like, it's crazy because like, all right, so the video I'm putting out is kind of dangerous, but it was how it's real life situations. And so like when the little homies come here and they think they're in a gang, I show them this video and I let them know like, this is what you got to look forward to, young man. You know what I mean? Like, if this is really what you want in life, I don't recommend it, but this is what you gotta look forward to. And so y'all see, it's a touching video. And so I'm gonna try to get more footage and stuff like that. And then there's a lot of things I'm still working on. Man, there's so many projects that I could quit tattooing for a month straight just to work on my projects, and probably, well, I might be done in a month straight. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I really want, the real authentic info, right? So a lot of stuff that I talk about, I always try to prove, right? And I want to pick up my phone and be like, look, I can show y'all on my phone, because that's what I do when people are here tattooing. I show them the proof, right? Everything with proof. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want no one to think I'm trying to pull wool over their eyes, because I talk pretty fast. People already stereotype me. I came from a messed up situation. But what it is I try to get my point across before I forget, because I'm probably ADHD, but I don't believe in that type of stuff, and I don't believe that you should let people feel like, oh, you're ADHD, or you got to do medicine and this and that, right? They try to have me talk to a psychiatrist, and the lady said, well, you should be put on this type of medication. And I looked at her, I said, I don't want no medication, right? So she was like, well, this is good for you. So I said, well, what's the side effects? She said nothing, right? So I picked up the phone, right? I said, hey, Google, and then I asked it a couple questions, right? Hold on. I asked it a couple of questions. I said, what's the side effect, or whatever the thing she was trying to give me? Man, don't you know it gave a whole list in front of her, and the last thing it said, maybe suicidal. I said, man, lady, you're trying to give this to me, and you went to college and you get paid the good bucks. I said, man, to this day, I will never go see no psychiatrist. I don't want to take no medication, none of that. All your mental illness is up here. When people start realizing, this is what I do, right? You gotta trick yourself, right? You gotta tell yourself, like when I quit drinking alcohol, I look at alcohol like it got that little skull with the bones in it, and the bottle says poison. And if I put this in my temple, it's gonna be all bad. So I know not to put it in my temple. And then, like I said, I had a friend that died of alcoholism last year, and before he passed away, he asked me how did I quit drinking. And I told him I just woke up one day and said that's what I used to do, right? And there, people was laughing like, bro, you just got messed up with this on Friday, and I'm like, but that's what I used to do. And once they seen that I was serious, and in my mind, I'm not trying to stop nothing. That's what I used to do. I'm past it, right? So I tell people, I'll be like, guess what I just figured out? And they be like, what? I'm like, there's no such thing as depression. And they'll be like, yeah, I disagree with that. I'll be like, no, it's all in your head, right? Because things could be bad, it could be really bad, but things could always be worse, right? Pray and meditate on God and strengthens your mind. Yes, for sure, right? So I got a list of things, right, that I wrote down right here. So since, Tantrum knows, I'm supposed to know it all type stuff, right? I wrote down some stuff that we don't know, or I looked up some stuff that we don't know, right? And one of the things was, speaking of, we were talking about meditating and straightening our mind, right? Let me see. Where was it? And brain, 1980. All right, so maybe it was on the air paper, but what it was saying is that the water, the fluorine in the water and stuff, it makes us where we can't think, right? They used to use it as war tactics back in the day, put fluorine in the water and stuff, and that was in our tap water. Yeah, taking care of our temples is everything in what we put into it. That's our energy, our life expectancy. Yeah, I don't want to get into what came to my mind because some people are very unhealthy, very, very unhealthy. It's kind of sickening how someone could be that sick to be that unhealthy, right? So the first thing that did you know the human brain can store more information than the whole entire internet? But most people never tap in with even 10% of their brain, right? That's crazy, right? And then, did you know that the original Statue of Liberty was intended to be a black woman representing free slaves after the Civil War? I bet they switched that around, right? Yeah, spring water, which is alkaline water. All right, man, I remember one time they said I was lucky to be alive, right? Because I was in this program in Nevada, and I ran from the program, and I was in the middle of the desert for four days with no food or water, right? And me and this dude named Jim J, I remember we came across in the middle of nowhere. I'm talking about the middle of nowhere, like the middle of the desert. There was a junkyard. And we had to walk past it. And when we were walking past it, there was like some spring water, some water bubbling out the ground. And we took a empty, like, them jars, the big, why I shake it? You know, the jars that they do the drugs with, the jelly jars, and we filled it up with water because we was in the middle of the desert and we didn't have no food or water, right? So we drank some and we continued our journey. They said, man, we could have got sick and died because there was mercury and all kinds of stuff in there, right? I was like, ooh, but yeah, I'm lucky I lived in that situation. That was a cool program at the end. They really did help me. I ended up becoming the student body president of the whole program, right? Now, it was an all-boys academy. It's called Rite of Passage. It's in Yerington, Nevada, right? It's an all women's facility now. They actually got one for the little ladies now. They didn't have that back then. Back then, if the little girls got took away from their family, they went to a family that used them for a check or molested them. I hate to say it like that, but most of the homegirls wasn't getting done right by their foster family, right? So you can last 3 days empty. Yeah. So let me think. I was gonna ask you something about that. It taught you a lot better. Yeah, it for sure did though. It taught me to use my mind. What I was saying about being the student by president, right? So I never thought I could accomplish something like that, right? Because I wasn't like the smartest one in the school, and I thought the student band president had to be like the smartest one in the school. They actually voted, and there was only 700 of us, but I felt like that was an accomplishment. Like, dang, they voted me like the captain of the yacht type joint, right? So that's when I knew that I had capabilities and superpowers, right? Boom, because I had people from all over the United States, California, all over, and they voted for me. And then when I got out, I started doing presentations for the Juvenile Detention Center, right? All throughout Colorado, right? They sent me from Nevada, I went to Arizona, and then I went back home to Colorado, and I started going around the Juvenile Detention Centers talking to the youth. And guess what? My twin brother was in the audience, right? And he was sitting there trying to hit me up with gang signs and stuff. And I remember I was dressed up in suits and I had my jewelry on and I was being real presentable and everyone was offering me good jobs and salary jobs. But in my mind, that wasn't enough money. You know, I wanted to be a millionaire. I don't like working for nobody. I don't care if it's $30 an hour or $40 an hour. You know what I'm saying? I need to be able to have my own money. Yeah, taking action and being positive, right? And so I kind of learned that the hard way because I used to stand with the homies, right, wrong, or indifferent. I don't care if the homies right, wrong, I'm riding with him. Well, that's kind of stupid if you think about it, right? Like, no, don't stand for nothing that ain't righteous. You know what I mean? Wow, what a story. Clifford was in the audience. Yep, Little Clifford. Little Clifford was in the audience, man. I remember we didn't have no family to visit us when we were locked up like that, right? And so they actually let me go back in there and visit him, and because they trusted me, you know what I mean? And so I remember they let me give him some pictures and stuff like that, and they sent him to prison. Me and my twin brother, we ended up doing 19 years apart. So when I finally seen him, I was like, dang. What culture am I, Lucky Chamu Jr.? What culture am I? Well, I got a lot of everything in me, right? So, I got Pakistani. If I was to say something, I would say I'm Pakistani, Spanish, and Caucasian. And when you say Caucasian, it could be a whole bunch of different things. You know what I'm saying? And same thing with Spanish. I would say Spain, not like Mexico or Puerto Rico. It's like Spain, Spaniard. Right. Oh, you're a Native American? Where at? I used to live on a tribal. My foster family, they're what are they? Navajo Indians. They're Navajo Indians, right? And they're out in Nevada, right? Like Vegas, Carson City, Schurz, Yerington, around that way. Yeah, we all have a little bit of everything in us, for sure, for the most part. You know what I'm saying? I think probably the Indians probably got the, think about it, right? If we really think about it, the Indians, besides the ones that got raped and the bad stuff that happened, most of them are pure-blooded, and they stay on their own tribal land. So if you think about it, them and the Mormons, they kind of stick to themselves in the United States. Everyone else, we're kind of all mixed, and they're even mixed too. Like they even took the leader of the Ku Klux Klan, and they could prove he got African DNA in him too, etc. You could probably do it the other way around. That's what's up, Rodney, Melissa. I know y'all busy. I know it's a busy day. It's a busy day. I actually been up all night, and I felt like if I tried to fall asleep to take a nap, I wouldn't have made it for this live, and everyone would be like, he didn't show up for work, right? And so, like me, I'm the type that will go work, like it ain't nothing, tough it out, and then be knocked out for a couple days. Won't answer my phone. Well, not a couple days. It will feel like a couple days. But I don't know. I feel like we should all unlock our superpowers. We all connect in our own ways. There's gonna be people that are jealous. There's gonna be people that are mad. I just say don't do this for other people. Do this for yourself, because when you do this for yourself, you're actually teaching yourself too, right? As I teach y'all, I'm teaching myself too. My social workers have to give a Native American family like foster homes. Oh yeah, see. And what state are you in, Lucky Chamu Jr.? I know in different states they do different stuff, right? But every time you get locked up, you're going federal if you're an adult, right? We are all brown. Even people that think they're white, they're all shades of brown. Yes, 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 peach. And so look, it's right here. Look, video ideas: how to pray for humanity, right? And I'm gonna read, do the video, and I'm even gonna leave dude in there, right? Because I'm gonna keep him in my prayers too, because people like him need prayers more than anybody, right? And I'm gonna play the video, and I'm gonna talk about it. And I'm gonna see if I could maybe get a couple of my little youngsters to get together. I might make a post and give out some Cash App, or not really Cash App, man. I give them out some deals, like some percentages off their tattoos or something like that, right? Like I said, I keep cards, and I try to motivate them to do better in life. So I'm creating a program to teach them how to do tattoos, so while they're doing jobs on the side, they could be teaching on their loved ones or tattooing on their loved ones or doing stuff like that. And like 20 years ago, that's a bad idea. Everyone's gonna be tattooing everybody, and everyone's gonna be walking around like looking like Homie the Clown. That's basically. But I don't want to teach the kids nothing bad, and I don't want to trap them into telling them to go to college when AI is about to take their job. I don't want to stir them in no direction when I see that the direction, it can twist at any time, right? Anything can happen. Living life with Lena. Hi, how you doing today? I hope you're having a blessed morning. I'm half black because my dad is black and my mom are Native American, so I'm 70% Native American and the rest black. Yeah, so I had a friend like that, Diamond. His name was Diamond. He was in Nevada. I think West. He was half black. He was from Seattle too, right? But that's what's up, man. A lot of Indians have a lot of good. With like the Sweat Lodge, I went to the Sweat Lodge. I didn't go inside the teepee though. I felt like I would. I get why you sweat everything out, right? You sweat the evil spirits out and stuff. Good morning, Miss Do It Yourself. How you doing today? Oh man, it's gonna be I think today's gonna be a relaxed day. No, I didn't schedule nobody. There was somebody from the past that came here yesterday, and he happened to be from the same gang as me, and I didn't know he was coming, and his girlfriend scheduled an appointment. But I don't really remember him too much, but he remembers me. And he was like, you don't remember? Because I used to be kind of crazy, just a little bit, right? But I think growing up, how I came up, we all had to be. But he wanted me to tat some gang stuff on him, and I guess he probably got the hint. Like, I ain't with tatting gang stuff and none of that stuff no more. I'm not trying to promote that, right? I got blue flags here that I paid lots of money for, but it was a decoration that someone tried to give me, and I don't like people just giving me stuff. I like to pay my way, so I say I paid for it. But at the end of the day, I don't want to promote nobody getting hurt. And when people are gang banging, I let them realize. I just talk to them like, we're the same people. How is he a op? People don't even know who started their gang. They're just out here doing nonsense. So I feel like I gotta teach them. If y'all are newer coming in, I did 15 tips on how to be, just important things that you need to know on YouTube. And then I'm gonna leave a couple links in the comments. I'll go back in the description and leave a couple links, right? A couple important things. I was I was trying to figure out how to do it, but I wouldn't have had time before I got on live. But everything that y'all missed out and everything I talked about, I was gonna have a clickable link, right, for y'all to just go download. But then I was like, well, no, that's killing my own watch time. I need y'all to go on and watch, comment, like, subscribe, share with your brother's brother, with the mailman's brother. You know, when the mailman comes, tell him to subscribe to Tantrumknows. If y'all want, I'll start sending y'all cards and y'all can start giving them to the mailman to pass out for me. No, I'm just playing. But y'all can tell I'm tired. I didn't get no sleep, huh? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, go back and catch the beginning. We need to get Miss Do It Yourself all the way up there. I say we all go over there and spam her videos, right? Like, that's what I was thinking. Like, like how the source. I think today's my day. What's today? Wednesday. Yeah, I think I won something on his wheel, and everyone's supposed to come to my channel. Or it's Thursday or something like that, right? And everyone's supposed to go to my channel, and everyone's going right, something like that. Channel reviews. I haven't really caught on to that, right, or how he's doing that. But what I was thinking, right, is how we got a schedule. We could do like channel reviews, like maybe do collabs on Saturdays, y'all, and channel reviews and try to help each other. And you gotta be open to criticism. Like we know our 20%, right? And we're trying to get new people in here to join our community that's real supporters, right? That want to learn how to do YouTube the easy way so we can help each other out. We can help each other out with thumbnails. Luciana's Success, she's studying and buying $700 packages to teach us, right? You think she's just coming up with all this information out of her head? I'm sure she probably could because she's read enough books and she's got a lot of knowledge and she's been doing this for a little bit too. But it's good that she's investing. So if you see somebody investing in you like that, it's good to invest back. It's called positive energy and helping each other out. You know what I'm saying? If she's giving out blessings, why wouldn't you give blessings back? But what I was saying is I feel like at certain times, like if we all like say everyone, like if I did a live in the morning and I said, all right, tonight at 10 o'clock, we're all gonna go to Miss Do It Yourself's live. Everyone make sure you hit the notification bell. I'm gonna send you reminders on the email list or text messages because I do got a phone that I use for a business phone that everyone got that I just don't answer numbers I don't know, right? But I could text people and boom, everyone and then when Luciana goes Success goes live, then she could tell her people and Nemo, everyone could tell their people, and then boom, come 10 o'clock, if 100 people watch the same video at the same time and comment, boom, 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 there you go, you got this, because we know you got this. But if we help you give this extra push, that's even more teamwork, right? And then the algorithm will pick up. And then there will be like people that will be sitting there that don't even know what's going on, even the people studying the algorithm, like, well, how did all these people just come here all of a sudden and just start watching videos? You know what I'm saying? Oh, because it's teamwork. Yeah, in our communities, it's building. It's got no choice but to build. When you got this many positive people, there's always going to be someone that tries to break somebody down and stuff, right? And that's why I said that the bullying and stuff like that, that's not cool. You know what I mean? Like, bullies are weak people, man. And there's people in these YouTube streets that try to bully people, right? So, like, I wish I could just go live and let all the trolls come. But you know what I wish I had? I wish I could see them so I could troll them back, right? But the only thing about that is, like, I'm kind of funny. I'll troll them so bad that they'll be crying. And for two, y'all be looking at me different, like, oh man, I can't believe you just said that. You know what I'm saying? But like, I know how to hit people to the heart. But I don't like to be that type of person. So when I see somebody that I'm arguing with, or I find myself going to get in an argument, I take a couple deep breaths and I'm like, yeah, be miserable by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's with anybody. That's with my girl, my twin, my daughter, anybody that's gonna bring negative energy, man, I've already lived a negative life. There's already demons. I feel like I gotta fight every day just like the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no more negativity around me. And that's why I quit drinking. That's not a good nothing for me. But and so I tell the little dudes like, try to stay focused. Don't start drinking. And what they do, they're gonna drink because they're young, right? So I tell them, be responsible. If you're with your homegirl, especially because I got little homegirls in here that's 16, 17, getting tatted, and they're talking about going to get a bottle. Well, they're not going to listen to me if I'm like, no, that's not a good idea. Don't go get a bottle. They're going to be looking at me like, yeah. So what I tell them, like, look, man, you know, I don't drink no more because I couldn't handle it, and I seen a lot of bad stuff happen, a lot of snake people and this and that. All I'm going to tell y'all is make sure y'all watch each other's back and try not to go to no parties. Just do it at home or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so it's like promoting it, but it ain't promoting it because, like, I feel like it's promoting it because it's not condoning it, right? Because there's a way to do stuff, but I can't force them not to do it, especially if they're not my child. Now, if my child down there, she's not coming up in here drunk, drinking nothing. She's going to get cussed out. I ain't never hit my child not one time in her life, and she's 18 now, so maybe I should have whooped her little butt. Maybe she could hear me talking, like, man, what is he talking about? Yeah, you gotta stay positive no matter what, right? And so, like I tell people, even when I was in that hole for 9 months, they threw me in the hole. I didn't even do nothing wrong. They just threw me in the hole, and it was a trap. The feds is a trap, right? They locked me up. They took me to this spot. I get there. They're doing intake, and they tell me, oh, sir, you got to go to the hole. So I look at her like, the hole for what? Like, I didn't do nothing wrong. She said, oh, your security level's too high. Well, because everyone there is a white-collar crime, and I had violent offenses in the past, right? So I had assaults and stuff like that. So I'm like, y'all gonna put me in the hole for that? Bro, they put me in the hole for 9 months, right? But look, so the first week I'm there for a gun charge now. Something I didn't even do. I didn't even have a gun, and the feds picked me up and charged me with the gun charge. I'm sitting there scratching my head like, dang, I thought these dudes were so smart. They knew everything. How am I getting charged? You know what I mean? So the law library lady's coming around. So I knock on the door. I'm like, yeah, I got convicted. I'm being charged with a gun. I need some cases so I can fight for my life. You know what the lady told me? She said, do you have a case number? So I'm sitting there looking around like, I'm in a hole in the wall, lady. Where am I going to get a case number from? You know what she tells me? Well, then I can't help you. And she pushes off. So I'm like, oh, this federal system is definitely a trap, right? So that was the first sign. I'm like, man, I'm about to go down for something I didn't do. Second thing was they knocked on the door and they handed me a meal. And they said, would you like water or juice, sir? I ain't never, man, normally they'll spit in your food and they're not bringing your food and they're not asking you none of that stuff. So, boom. So I stayed in that hole for 9 months, right? And so they let you out the hole for like 15 minutes to take a shower, right? But when you come out the shower, when you come out your cell to go to the shower, they cuff you up. They take you two people take you to the shower. You go in the shower, they uncuff you. You shower, they cuff you back up before you come out. But that's when they go tear your cell up. They disrespect your pictures, your letters. They throw your magazines around. They take anything that they want. So no one ever wanted to go take a shower. We just started taking showers in our cells, bird baths we called them, right? But when that 9 months came, there wasn't enough time in the day. Like, I still had things I had to do. I'd be sitting there like, dang, I still got like 10 things I got to do. And the other homie that was across the hall was like, what do you mean you got 10 things to do? I'm like, I didn't get everything finished that I had to do today. And then he was just looking like, oh. But I feel like that's why I didn't go crazy or nothing like that, because there's always something to do. So that's the story of the day right there. So I brought y'all some knowledge, you know what I'm saying? I try to teach y'all a little bit of something. I try to give some good advice for the little youngsters that might pop in here and there. It's early, so most of the little youngsters is usually asleep. So I need to start catching a couple lives, maybe like 15, 20-minute lives, maybe later on in the day. Maybe I'll just practice with the OBS studio. So if y'all see me on there practicing, just know that I'm practicing, trying to get this down all the way to the T. Because once I get that down to the T, then I can show y'all how to do it easy. So the thing that I sent, if you go on my post where it says how many subscribers did you get this week, and it goes shoots up, right? So if you go look at vidIQ, right, I seen it on there and I'm like, dang, that's cool, man. I said, man, they must have a special feature or something, because how they got that? I said, man, I wish I knew how to make one of those. And so I thought about it. I said, well, let me ask ChatGPT how smart it is. And I asked it, and it made me one. Well, it helped me make one. I went to CapCut, and then it gave me that different link, and then I had to turn it into a gift, and then I could upload it, right? But I could have also took it to like Mid-Journey, and I could have animated it and brought it to life and did whatever I wanted to do, you know what I'm saying, like it was popping out 3D or whatever. So when I learned how to do stuff like that, I was thinking about making, to start my momentum off with my long form videos, I was thinking about making like 5-minute, 4-minute videos, just a couple of them. And it's like, you know how they say you give a little and you get a lot, right? So them couple of videos, I'm not gonna get paid when I do get monetized, right? But new people that don't know me, they might be like, oh, I don't know who that is, but I got 2 minutes to check out what his content is, and they're gonna hit on it, right? So it might be a bad strategy starting out, right? But I feel like it might be a snowball effect, right? And like I said on my channel, I do a lot of I analyze a lot of stuff, so then I can give the feedback to y'all, give y'all the sauce of what I'm learning. But YouTube is constantly changing, so it's kind of hard. You got to kind of keep up with the Joneses, just like AI is changing every day. So cool, you made it. Yeah, I made it. I made it through some. Man, look, I wish I would have kept the journal I had. The journal I had was a book itself. It's just a lot of memories. I try to think positively, right? But when I see these youngsters doing dumb stuff, I know where it's gonna lead them. It's like I always say, I just climbed out of this fire, right? And when I was down in this fire, I seen all kinds of bad stuff happening, right? And I get up out the fire, and I'm like, dang, how did I make it up out of that? So I start climbing back up the hill slowly, like, man, most of my family's gone. People gave up with me on me. I can't really say I burned bridges, but when you're not in the streets and you're not there to support people, people go their own way. And I'm slowly climbing back up this mountain, and here comes these dumbass kids charging down full sprint. They don't even know that there's a pit of fire right there that they're about to go flying in, and they're about to see a whole bunch of stuff that they don't need to ever see in their life, right? And I stop them, and I tell them, look, man, this is what's back there, you know what I'm saying? And I let them know who I was before I went to the fire, and then y'all see who I am now that I'm out the fire, you know what I'm saying? But I came out the fire aggressively, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I had the attitude that y'all threw me to the wolves, and I came back the leader of the pack. That's the mentality I had. And I'm a Virgo. My birthday is at the end of August, the 28th, right? But I always had the heart of a lion, so I feel like maybe I should have been born a couple weeks earlier. So I don't know, this hour flew by pretty fast when you have a little bit of things planned out to talk about. I took people's advice, I'm learning stuff. I didn't get to all the content I want to get this last, yesterday. I think I only got to watch like about 12 videos. And I try to get 20 videos in a day, right? Plus do my tattoos and make a certain amount of money a day. Like certain goals you want to have every day. You want to do certain amount of push-ups. Trying to stay away from that video game. That video game be calling my name, but I know there's bigger fish to fry, and this is very, very important, right? And it ain't even about getting paid on YouTube, right? It's about showing people that there's a bigger picture, that there's people that came from where I came from and grew up how I grew up that actually can change, right? And so one of the arguments I had when I first started YouTube was with somebody, and they were like, we don't need men like you know what I'm saying, teaching our youth. We need real men. We don't need people coming out of prison teaching the little homies how not to go to prison. So we start arguing a little bit, but guess what? When I start arguing with trolls through the comments, you got Chat GPT, right? And so instead of cussing somebody out and telling them you're gonna smack them or something like that, which I ain't gonna say I wouldn't say that, but yeah, I probably wouldn't say that. But Chat GPT got a way of telling them that in a good, positive manner. I'll upload their comment into Chat GPT and I'll say, kill them with kindness with facts to go with it. So how can they argue with it? And if they do, then I'll be like, all right, that's his response. Now you respond back. And guess what? It's hard to beat an IQ like ChatGPT. Yeah, the push-ups, yeah. Oh yeah, I got body memory, muscle memory, man. Like, I might not be the biggest person, but I got addicted to working out. It got addicting. And so I still do my workouts, but just not intense like that was before. So I had to watch my cardio, right? The only thing that I was missing was a protein diet, you know what I'm saying? Where I was like creatine or whatever it was to make me bulk up, right? But the push-ups and that dip bar was a cold thing, right? And I only play basketball. I would work out 6 days a week, right, or 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and then Saturday I would play basketball, and then Sunday I would take off. I relax. Sunday was the relaxed day. So then I started getting lazy, right? When I came home this time, I was like, oh, I'm done working out, right? But I'll still be like, Train plays, hello. Should I subscribe? Should you subscribe? It's on you. Are you trying to learn something? And if so, what are you trying to learn? Let me know in the comment and I'll let you know. But I don't know. There's a whole bunch of different reasons why you could subscribe to a channel or not. It just depends on what you're looking for. What I was gonna do, I was gonna see if I could put the how to put a thing on there. Unpin. No, that ain't what I was trying to put. I was trying to put a poll. I was thinking about putting a poll. I think I could hit the plus button, but I ain't gonna mess with that yet, right? But yeah, so yeah, oh, that's what I was saying on the video game, right? So I used to go into work and I'd be like, man, I played 2 games of basketball today and did a workout. And people would be looking like, yeah, he's in shape, because I was always moving at work and moving boxes, and they didn't know I was really working out at work. Like when I be carrying the boxes, sometimes I'll work on my legs. I'll put extra weight on my legs or something, right? But really I was 2 games of basketball and the workout was on the video game, because you gotta do a workout on the video game for your dude to play better at basketball. So technically I wasn't lying, right? But yeah, working out is good, drinking water, and eating the right stuff, right? I'm just mad that they took the seeds out of the food, that they're putting stuff in the tap water. They're dumbing this down on purpose, man. And we know it. I know it, but what can I do about it? I still gotta eat, right? And so now I just watch what I eat. Expensive diets. There's some expensive diets, and then some of that stuff that is expensive, that'd be some made up fraudulent, it'd be some fake stuff too. Just another schemer. But thank you, Miss Do It Yourself. I appreciate it. Are you going live today, Miss Do It Yourself? Yeah. Bad man with the seeds. Yeah, it's crazy. I just, like, how do they expect people to survive? What's the future gonna be like? Think about 20 years from now, right? I was gonna do a video saying how it was possible to live 160 years. And right before I put that video out, someone else put one out saying how it was possible to live 1,000 years, and they had more proof, and they were way more educated than me. And I'm like, yeah. So I threw that idea out the window because I didn't want no one to feel like I was copying them. Yeah, I try to always eat different too, but every once in a while, I pig out. But I appreciate y'all stopping through. I took an hour of y'all time up. If y'all can, comment in the comment section so we can get the algorithm up a little bit. And then I'm gonna go work on my video. I gotta try to finish that so I can get it uploaded so y'all can see it tomorrow. Y'all have a blessed, peaceful day. Make sure y'all keep the source in your prayer. The people in Hawaii, the people in Russia, especially the people in the United States. Well, not just especially, all people, man, God's people. Even if the aliens was here, they're under God. So until next time, you know what I'm saying? Y'all have a blessed, peaceful day. I love y'all, man.